For the second straight World Cup, Morocco was ousted by the French 2-0, this time in the quarterfinals on Thursday, 4 years after losing by the same score in the semi-finals. Morocco's well-organized defense held strong in the first half with the score locked at 0-0. In the 60th minute, France's Kylian Mbappe broke the deadlock, scoring his 8th goal of the tournament and his 20th in the World Cup. 6 minutes later, Ousmane Dembélé doubled the lead. With very few attacking chances, Morocco landed only one shot on goal, and that came in the 82nd minute while already trailing by 2 goals.
I pretty much liked everything, but my favorite was the Dembélé score. And the thing I didn't like, nothing. When Bono saved the penalty. But Bono is awesome, so I'll give him that, even though I'm French. I love the Moroccan team too, so.
We had high hopes for Morocco. We really did. Today's a sad day for a lot of people. But Dima Maghreb. Dima Maghreb.
The victory sends France into a third consecutive World Cup semi-final next Tuesday. They will face the winners of the quarterfinal between Spain and Belgium, taking place this Friday.
Unions have warned that Volkswagen's management risks a major conflict with workers as the struggling German car giant thrashes out what could be the biggest ever restructuring in the global car industry. Workers staged protests outside factories in Germany on Thursday over the carmaker's reported plans to cut up to 100,000 jobs and close 4 factories. This would account for 16% of the company's workforce worldwide. Europe's biggest carmaker is under pressure from US tariffs, weaker profit margins on electric vehicles, and above all, fierce competition in China. Volkswagen, whose 10 brands range from Seat to Porsche, is already cutting 50,000 jobs in Germany by 2030. Those cuts were agreed with unions at the end of 2024, alongside a pledge to avoid plant closures in Germany until at least the end of the decade. The European Parliament and EU governments are entering the final phase of negotiations on the digital euro after a vote in Strasbourg on Thursday. EU lawmakers are now ready to begin negotiations with member state governments on how the digital euro will work. The digital euro would be an electronic form of central bank money issued and backed by the European Central Bank. It is intended to complement cash and existing banking services rather than replace them. ECB would provide the underlying infrastructure, while commercial banks and payment service providers would offer digital euro services to customers. According to sources involved in the negotiations, the most delicate issue will be agreeing on the so-called compensation model. That means deciding which financial institutions should be compensated, how much they should receive, and how the payment should be made for providing digital euro services.
A law allowing scanning of online communications meant to detect child sexual abuse material has been amended by MEPs to protect users' privacy. The European Parliament adopted on Thursday amendments excluding the likes of WhatsApp from a controversial temporary regime that allows electronic communication services to put voluntary measures in place to detect child sexual abuse material. MEPs want to exclude communication services applying end-to-end encryption from the scope of the law, which would force platforms such as WhatsApp and Messenger to no longer be able to take voluntary measures derogating from EU e-privacy rules to identify users suspected of sharing child sexual abuse material. End-to-end encryption is a technology to secure electronic communications in such a way that only the receiver and the sender can decode the content of the messages. The temporary regime has been dubbed as chat control by its critics due to its privacy implications, while its supporters consider it crucial to protect minors' rights and combat the dissemination of child pornography. The vote on the amendments was extremely tight and showed a deep split among the Parliament's political groups and internal fractures within some of them. An unusual alignment of liberal, radical left and far-right parties supported the changes, outnumbering the two largest political forces, the EPP and the centre-left, Socialists and Democrats.
European Parliament replacing bus hike-out with effect from 30.
Authorities have seized 20 million cigarettes and over 38 tons of tobacco leaf and cut tobacco after dismantling two international criminal networks based in Spain. European countries, together with the EU's Anti-Fraud Office and Europol, dismantled a multi-million euro illicit cigarette supply chain. The targeted group suspected of manufacturing, distributing and trafficking counterfeit tobacco products worth an estimated 10 million euros, Olaf said in a press release. Officers carried out 23 searches at homes, commercial premises and industrial warehouses across multiple Spanish provinces. Investigators also confiscated 18 vehicles, tobacco manufacturing equipment, encrypted electronic devices, 170,000 euros in cash and several firearms. 50 people were arrested, including two suspects who have been handed over to the Polish authorities. The Olaf chief said smoking was dangerous, but smoking counterfeit cigarettes was even worse.
People capacities and functionality that they've lost. So for patients like ALS, stroke, spinal cord injuries, they lose the capacity to communicate, to speak, or to move. And in Ability Neurotech, with a brain implant, meaning that device, we implant it in the brain, we record brain functions that are completely intact, we extract this information out, and with really unique AI capacities, we can reconstruct what they were intending to do.
We've created AI for Good in 2017, and if you think about it, that's an eternity in terms of AI years, right? Because AI is moving so fast. I think we're now entering what I would call a zero-click world, where AI agents are not waiting for our prompts, but they're actually acting on our behalf autonomously. And then looking at the more physical manifestation of AI in the form of advanced robotics, autonomous mobility, brain-computer interfaces, and even space computing.
Europe is investing in the development of next-generation plant-based foods with a focus on creating products that deliver high nutritional value while reducing their environmental impact. Among the scientists at the forefront of this effort is Greek biotechnologist Angeliki Triantafylou, recipient of the 2026 European Inventor Award.
Δουλεύουμε και με ένα καινούριο προϊόν που είναι το γάλα από μπιζέλι, επίσης με την ενζυμική τεχνολογία μας, ώστε να χρησιμοποιήσει ολόκληρη την πρώτη ύλη. Η δική μας μέθοδος εξασφαλίζει όλες τις ποιότητες και όλη τη διατροφική αξία του μπιζελιού και είναι βέβαια μια φιλική προς το περιβάλλον μέθοδος.
Triantafylou believes that the future of plant-based food should not be driven solely by dietary trends, but by the need to provide meaningful nutritional benefits.
Το στίχημα τώρα είναι η καλή ποιότητα σε όλη την γκάμα των προϊόντων και ζωικών και φυτικών και να μην ακολουθούμε μόδες, αλλά να δημιουργούμε τρόφιμα τα οποία πραγματικά έχουν ένα πλεονέκτημα, έχουν υψηλή διατροφική αξία.
According to the Greek scientists, plant-based products are not intended to completely replace animal-based ones.
Η ζωική παραγωγή δεν μπορεί να αυξηθεί απεριόριστα για να καλύψει τις ανάγκες του πλανήτη που γινόμαστε όλο και περισσότεροι κάτοικοι του. Επίσης, αντί να έχουμε υπερβολικά εντατική ζωική παραγωγή, θα μπορούσαμε να καλύψουμε κάποιες ανάγκες διατροφικές από το μπιζέλι που έχει καλή ποιότητα πρωτεΐνης.
Plant-based crops require fewer natural resources and could help address challenges in regions already affected by water scarcity, soil degradation and the consequences of climate change.
In the dead of night on Friday, a large yellow truck led by a police escort made its way through the empty streets of London. Unbeknownst to late-night stragglers, it was carrying a 1,000-year-old masterpiece, the Bayeux Tapestry, which will soon be on display at the British Museum. The secret operation was the result of years of negotiations, tricky logistical planning, and multiple technical studies to ensure the integrity of the medieval artwork. It is believed to be the first time the 68-meter embroidered tapestry has left France in more than 900 years. The first time it has been moved in over 40 years.
It's been very special to have witnessed the arrival of the Bayeux Tapestry, and especially for it to be back on these shores for the first time in probably 1,000 years. It's a unique moment, and it's the product of so much hard work and planning and thought and dedication from so many colleagues, so we're incredibly grateful.
The artwork chronicles scenes from the 1066 Battle of Hastings and the start of the Norman conquest of England. While its exact origins are shrouded in mystery, the tapestry is widely thought to have been made in England before being transferred to Bayeux.
Je sais qu'il y a certains pensent qu'elle a été faite en France, certains pensent qu'elle a été faite à Canterbury parce qu'il y avait des ateliers. Je crois qu'on ne sait pas, mais voilà, c'est une longue histoire et on est là plutôt pour écrire la suite en fait.
The exhibition, which will run until July 2027, has generated record-breaking enthusiasm, with the museum selling out 100,000 tickets for the first 4 months of the show.